Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, going back into Variant 8. This is my first path in Chapter 2.1 with the Old Man Logan boss. And this is the team that I brought, and had I done this a little bit differently, I think I would lean more towards synergies specifically for Masacre. Just because this guy is, this is probably the chapter where I'm just like, I'm going to try him out, and I think I end up using him for most of the pass. So if you don't have him, this might not be the most informative set of videos for this chapter, but he just does so much work. His damage is really solid. If they're incinerate immune, you still get the passive damage when those incinerates apply, and yeah, he just does so much work. In that red pool regen added on top of his abilities, he's really hard to beat. One, offensively, combined with his sustainability for this variant. So here we're going into this Science Deadpooloid. He gives bad breath crossfight when you defeat him. So the one thing that I've noticed was if you get these crossfights, it's really ideal to use pretty much that chant for most of the path, which is one of the reasons why I like Massacre, just to use him versus using some other champs like I have a rank 3 Domino, and she is great. Her damage is excellent, even with like the flame, with the Flaming Trinity and stuff like that. But she doesn't regen, so if you make a mistake, you gotta dig yourself out. There are other champs like Gwenpool, Deadpool X-Force, Venom Pool, and then Gold Pool, Platinum Pool, Red Pool. I don't have any of those three that get the regen, but I just feel like overall the utility that Massacre has just was better. Granted, I don't have Gwenpool, or I don't have her ranked up. She's just ranked 3 5-star. At this point, I didn't have Venom Pool ranked up. I did end up taking him to rank 4, but I used him a little bit, and comparing him to Massacre, he just didn't seem as quick. And then Deadpool X-Force, he's just kind of weak. He's got bleeds, but Massacre has bleeds. So here we're going into the first fight. This is against Heimdall. It's got Aspect of Evolution and Poison Vulnerability. So if you stay close with the Bad Breath active, you get those poisons. And you can see you can counter Heimdall's heavy with Massacre's heavy. So you can remove the True Strike from his special one and not have to get auto-blocked, which isn't the biggest deal because you don't get stunned or anything. But we just want to stay nice, tight, and close to this guy. He's going to be throwing a lot of specials. But man, you get that bat lit, get him over to the corner, you can just spam heavies, and even though we took a hit towards the beginning, we pretty much regened all of that back, which is really nice. Next up we have MODOK. Now, one thing you got to be a little bit wary of, I don't recall it being that big of a problem here, is that MODOK's special one does a heal reversal. So, if you're sitting at 3 bars of power and you're getting that passive healing and he throws a special one, you're gonna get a chunk reversed, but it can be fixed by some regen afterwards. But this does have Aspect of Evolution. Here we're going in, we got the Disorient on him. It's going to reduce his ability accuracy, and then Poison Vulnerability on that dude. A couple of heavies and he's down quick. Even though I did take another hit accidentally on that special one, regened a little bit of that back, no big deal. So now we're going into this Terrax. I'm not sure who I would use on this outside of somebody that could regen. Domino could probably burst through him, but it's just nice to have that regen active because you will be taking some of that rock field damage. Here we let him get drained all the way down, and then we're going to stall our combos on these fights. So we're going to parry and then just wait there, let the poisons kind of build up, and then go to town. Hit into his block. It's critical that you hit into the opponent's block. I was a little bit too aggressive there. Eat a special, but again, no big deal. You can regen a bunch. We're going to wait out his power, and we got a couple armor breaks that are going to heal us, and yeah, we got those poisons going, so he's going to do crazy damage. You know, a lot of the champs will, but like if you get like Deadpool X-Force, or you get Gwenpool or Venompool, you know, they do bleed damage, and that's pretty much it. So Masacre can get around that because there's not a lot of the champs that you're fighting in the variant that is Incinerate immune, and if they are Incinerate immune, you can still do passive energy damage for that immunity, which is really cool. So I've really appreciated Masacre in this variant quite a bit. And yeah, we're going to heal up just a little bit, and he goes down. So again, we made a mistake, but yet we're finishing with more health than we started. Okay, so now we got Colossus. Colossus, again, he is Incinerate immune, no problem. He's not poison immune, so the bad breath will still take an impact and get poisons on him to get that poison vulnerability damage going. But you will see once I get this bat lit, which you get those charges by either critting or hitting into the block. Okay, so now it's lit, and we're getting, how much is that per tick? 4,000 per hit with the poison vulnerability. I mean, he is just melting. And that's also really nice to get the passive power gained when you're hitting into the block when the bat is lit. And that Colossus went down super fast. We're back at full health. Now we got Doc Ock, another fight. So yeah, these fights go really, really quick. My recommendation is give that crossfight poison vulnerability to whatever is your best and most reliable champ, and hopefully you have one that has, you know, one of the Deadpools that has the regen. I would recommend giving it to them. You can do it without, like Domino could burst through this as well, but if you make a mistake, you know, she can't heal. So going in, and before you notice, don't blink, Doc Ock is dead. So super fast there. And I think this next fight is the boss. Yeah, so we got Old Man Logan. So he's got Vigorous Assault, where he's going to be fully unblockable when he has a regen up. It's got Enhanced Fury, Enhanced Bleed, Buff Duration, Cold Turkey, which really doesn't come into play unless you purify one of his debuffs. Which maybe you get if you got like a bleed with Domino or something like that. And then Conflictor. So every time you put a debuff on this guy, he's going to gain some power, and then it goes on cooldown for a bit. So we're going to get the bat lit. You can see that we're putting poisons on, and that will trigger Conflictor. So you just got to be a little bit worried that, you know, if you push him to, you know, 2+ bars of power, you make sure that you bait his special, because if you're close to him, that bad breath is going to give him power. And then, yeah, the bat is lit. We're going to hit into his block. We can gain power. And we're just going to be super aggressive. Throw a lot of special ones. I think we might end up throwing a special 2 into the block for some good damage. But he's going to be pretty aggressive with throwing his specials, which is really nice. And then if he's blocking, we just hit into the block. We gain some power. Here we got him to 2.5 bars, so we really got to be careful. Beta special, there we go. Go back at it. And I do have max to spare, so any healing that he gets, which is pretty minimal to begin with, will pretty much be blocked. And yeah, be really aggressive and just go to town on this guy. Maybe I just throw a lot of special ones on this one. I think I get some special 2s into the block later, which you can get some crazy damage. All right, so here we go. We get tagged. Luckily it didn't crit or hit too bad, but you can heal that back up. That's the one thing that I like about this Massacre for Variant 8. Like, I'm not like the best player. I make mistakes, and this guy's just got so much utility built into him, and to make a mistake on a fight, you can be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more reckless, and you can still make it through and pretty much end with full health, which is just super awesome, and fun in my mind. And the damage and the debuffs that we got going on this guy is pretty nutty. 10 poisons, 7 incinerates. Yeah, got 3, and got some bleeds on top of that. Yeah, so we're just melting this guy, and we do get the solo. Hopefully this helped. Don't sleep on this guy. He is incredible for this variant. I think he is hard to beat out of all of the Deadpools. Granted, if you have a red pool, I think he'd be pretty solid, but I'm a free-to-play guy, so I'm not going to have access to that. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.